What are clouds? Take a brief look outside your window and look up at the sky. What you will see is the direct sky. The sky have different characteristics, most especially the color. Some are white and some are grey, while some are even dark. These clouds are also one of the factors used in the prediction of weather. Prediction of weather is an ingenious discovery of man that is dated back to the early days. If you travel out of your location, you do not need to go too far to start noticing the differences in weather and the structure of cloud. So in our journey to gently introduce scientific knowledge without too much mathematics, let's study the cloud, its formation and its type. So if you are patient enough to follow me through to the end of this lecture, I will also discuss some weather prediction techniques that will make you have superior knowledge of your environment, thereby enable you to exhibit your prowess anywhere you find yourself. First, let me say when I was young, I had my personal view and suspicion that cloud must be a collection of smoke from all the industrial and domestic fire on earth. I also assumed that the collection will be so massive sometimes in the future and it will drop and collapse on our head. Then I have no knowledge of gravity or physics or even atmosphere and so on. The journey into the current study of cloud started around 340 BC when the Greek philosopher Aristotle wrote Meteorologica, a philosophical treatise that includes theories about the formation of rain, cloud, hail, wind and thunder, and hurricanes. Fast forward, over the years, attempts have been made to produce forecasts based on weather by the traditional knowledgeable people and personal observations. Sooner, all this guesswork and folklore approach to weather prediction soon become inadequate and better methods started for weather observation. Consequently, instruments were needed to measure the properties of the atmosphere, such as moisture, temperature, and pressure. Then started the first design of a tool called hygrometer, an instrument that measured the humidity of the air. This instrument was described by Nicholas Cusa, a German, in the mid-15th century. Furthermore, Galileo Galilei, our Italian genius, invented the early thermometer in 1592. Of course, Evangelistica Torricelli also invented the parameter for measuring atmospheric pressure in 1643. So let's ask ourselves, what is a cloud? According to NASA, a cloud is a mass of water drop or ice crystal suspended in the atmosphere. Cloud form when water condenses in the sky, but clouds appear to us in different color, shades, and sizes. So let's discuss what cloud is. Formation of the cloud. Let's go back to our foundation knowledge about weather, sun. There's no discussion about whether where the role of this earth giant star will be ignored. Sun sends its radiation to the surface of the earth and provides strong heat to heat up the land and water bodies. The consequence of this heat is the evaporation of water bodies or water vapor into the atmosphere. The water vapor finds its way towards the sky because it has a very low density. It is then replaced by cold air, which is also gets heated again in a circular form. This concept can be demonstrated by the boiling of water in our various kitchens, and you see the direction of the water vapor is up. Now, and while the water vapor is skybound, for every altitude of 1,000 feet is going, there's a drop of 2 degrees. In the same vein, pressure also decreases as you increase the altitude of this vapor. This water vapor then begin to collide and stick together with the particles in the air that are called nuclei. Nuclei is an aerosol which contains salt and dust. Eventually, when the water vapor condenses around the nuclei, becomes large enough, a cloud droplet is formed. The droplet I'm referring to here are very small, such that in a cubic meter of air, there are 100 million of them. Ironically, these clouds can also be as heavy as you don't even think about when they are combined. For example, the combination of cumulus cloud formed in that format can weigh as much as 500 tons, 500,000 kilograms, which is the weight of about 100 elephants hanging up in the atmosphere. After this accumulation becomes so large, it resulted in rain droplets. Also, this is how your rain is formed. So let's discuss the type of clouds. Type of clouds. There are 4 types of clouds. The ability to identify and recognize them will increase our understanding of weather as well as our skill to predict weather. It's important here for me to say that no 2 clouds are alike in their features and dynamics. Hence, The ease of using cloud to predict the weather accurately. The physical appearance is a major distinguishing factor. While some clouds are thin and wispy, others look big and fluffy. The current classification of cloud in use of technology today was made possible by hard work of a pharmacist who is a cloud enthusiast. His name is Luke Howard. He published a book in 1802, which is known as Classification System of Cloud, and that book is still in use today. In this system, he classified cloud identity into two. First, the shape of the cloud. The second is the height of the cloud. The three shapes of the cloud falls into one of these three: cumuliform, stratiform, and cirriform. The three heights fall into low, middle, and high. By following this classification, there are possible 10 clouds that one can see. So using shape, cumuliform clouds are puffy and cutting. They can be wide and tall. They can also exist in tiny puffy. Generally, when you see a puffy cloud, they belong to cumuliform. Stratiform are clouds referred to as layered clouds. They look like big blankets. Sometimes the sun is transparent through it, and sometimes it's not. It's normally big and can be difficult to see through edges. My environment has a lot of this type of cloud. Cirriform are clouds that are wispy or hairy. They sometimes look like scattered artist paintwork, and sometimes they look deliberately straight. Next is their identification by height. Recall that the portion of the atmosphere where life exists is called troposphere. Hence, our determination of height will be based from the sea level and land upward. So considering this diagram, low clouds are clouds below 6,000 feet, while mid clouds are 6,000 feet to 20,000, and the high clouds are above 20,000. The largest cloud you see by the left is cumulonimbus, which I already told you about, and is a cloud also called thunderstorm cloud. The cumulus cloud that is located at this lower end of the atmosphere is a cloud you see every time and sometimes every day. It appears in the morning and grows gradually, only to dissolve at night. They physically look like cauliflowers. They look puffy gray and whitish sometimes. They traditionally come in patches and you can see through them in the sky. Nimbostratus cloud, which is a mid-level cloud. This is a cloud associated with rainfall and is sometimes called a continuous rainfall cloud. It comes in dark or gray color and is impervious to sun rays, thereby causing partial darkness. High cloud, cirrus cloud. Cirrus is a cloud that changes color in the evening as the sun sets. Next time you see yellow or red looking cloud, this is cirrus. It also diminishes the brightness of the sun in the afternoon. Next is cirrocumulus cloud. They are high-level clouds that always look spotty because they are composed of items that look like grains and ripples. Now let's talk about weather prediction. If you see a cirrus cloud, then expectation from you should be pleasant weather. However, it is also an indication that the weather can change in the next 24 hours. If you see a stratus cloud, which is high cloud that looks like a sheet and also sees sun and moon only through them, it's an indication that there will be no rain in the next 12 to 24 hours. Alto, which look like small broken clouds, or as discussed above, they are signs of thunderstorms sooner or the next day. For stratus cloud, these are clouds that look thick and resemble fog in the sky. They are also low clouds and highly visible, which means there will be a light ratio of rainfall. Let's discuss another interesting way to detect whether to study behavior of animals and birds. If you see birds flying very high into the atmosphere, it's an indication of fair weather because the air pressure is high. However, if birds are flying low, then expect rainfall. If you see cows sit together, then that's an indication there will be a storm, and if a cat is cleaning its hair, then rain is coming. One interesting fact why the study of nature in our environment is that nearly all animals survived the tsunami, whereas about 115,000 people perished because it's possible that the animal may have had the cake before the tsunami landed. The underwater rupture likely generated waves known as infrasound or infrasonic sound. So paying attention to animals and nature can save us sometimes during disaster.